debate with us to see who's wrong and who's right, who's doing what, and so on and so forth. And he said, yeah, I'm coming. When he entered the masjid, as you can tell, you go upstairs, forgive me, you have to leave your shoes by the racket there in order to come to the carpet. So Al-Hasan al-Basri, when he came to the masjid, he did not leave his shoes by the racket there, but he went to them this way. Imam al-Hasan, why didn't you leave your shoes there? And he said to them, because it happened earlier, I left my shoes there and someone has stolen my shoes, because early on there, on the time of the Prophet, also you use guys to steal the shoes. I said, but Imam Hassan, if you're complaining that it was the Shia people who used to steal the shoes there was no Shi'i at the time of the Prophet of Islam. And I said, okay, you got the answer. Salaamu Alaikum, we're done. No debate. So why now? If there was no Shi'i at the time of the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, from the beginning, why now? And who invented and who created such a thing? So this is one thing I wanted to share with you. But what is going on nowadays, what they are claiming this and claiming that, and the trouble we're in, what Iran is doing, and what the Shia, other people, are doing somewhere else, it has nothing to do with the teaching of Islam. Islam is one, the book of God is one, and as long as the teaching is saying such and such, you have to follow. You do not have to come up with your own interpretation of the Quran. No. We have scholars of the interpretation of Quran. They are specialized in this area. As we have physicians specialized in some specific area, we have the same thing. But some people will claim that, no, this is the interpretation I have. So that's why, you find those differences which is not, supported by Islam or adhered by Islam, or I would say literally has nothing to do with Islam. I hope I answered the question. Yes?
He's on in the back.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, please.
Can you explain Sharia law, please?
Sharia. Sharia. Why you take me to that issue?
What a hard question.
We have a protest, by the way. I'm not sure whether you're aware of that. A group of people say, against Sharia. Oh, we're against Islamic Sharia. There is a lot of misconception and misunderstanding about this topic. Sharia literally means the laws of Islam about specific things to do in our life. Like when you say, okay, while you're driving, you have to follow the traffic laws. When I had to pay my taxes to Uncle Sam, not beyond May 15, I have to pay. By the way, I did not pay on time. So that's why I'm having penalty. I am afraid that media is playing a crucial part in that misunderstanding and misconception about the Islamic Sharia. Let me say it in here literally, may God forgive me to say, take it from me. We're not here in this country as Muslims to live in this country, to topple the American Constitution and replace it with the Islamic Sharia. Not at all. Am I clear? Am I clear? Whatever is in here as a Sharia laws, as the Islamic laws, would apply to me in my life, I would take it literally. Whatever the laws of this land is saying, as long as there is no contradiction between the laws of the land and the Islamic laws, I would take. But the question would be, if there is some contradiction between here and there, I have to respect the land I'm living in. I have to manage my life by the laws of the land. If I don't like it, leave. But no one would come to us in America. My wife and I came to this country back to 1980. So we claim that we survived 38 winters in Minnesota. I have never remembered anything in our life when it comes to the Sharia law was contradicting some other thing. But let me go further. We found out that recently, with the laws of the land and with the attorneys, lawyers, even judges, especially when it came to the issue of marriage, Islamic marriage, when there is a dispute between a husband and wife, both are Muslim, or a husband is a Muslim and the wife is a Christian or a Jew, and now they have a dispute, they want to dissolve this marriage, but they can have children, custody, and so on and so forth. You would be amazed. Why? It's a great state, and I wish it is all over the United States of America. I got an invitation from judges in Ramsey County and Hennepin County. I do not know how they know about me, but nowadays, you see the name of that guy, and his name would pop up, and they would say, oh, what he's doing, you know. And as you hear from my dear brother Farouk, when he said, you know, I've been involved in, you know, arbitration and legal issues and so on and so forth. 5 sessions there to talk about Sharia laws in Islam when it comes to this matter. Teach us. Tell us what we do. We're getting sick and tired of all of these. It is very heavy load for us. We cannot do anything. We cannot. And I share with them what Islam is saying. Guess what their comment and answer? We will follow what Islam is saying. As long as it is for the welfare of the human being. As long as it does help reconciliate all of those issues. As long as it is helping the system in here to live in peace together, and we won't have to go for a litigation and a court system for so many, even the attorneys and the lawyers were there when they asked me a question, say, hey, you know, the longer it takes, we'll make more money. This is their income. But this is good. We're glad we'll have an end to that case. We have a solution. We have a resolution to this. So here the Sharia and the laws of Islam, as long as it is helping me to live peacefully in this society, to enjoy myself, to contribute the best to the community and to the society, why not? I'm not here, you know, in Al-Iman, the Mosque of Faith, Islamic Community Center of Minnesota, we're going for that rally against that other rally against Sharia. We're here, like it or not, we'll apply the Islamic law and do whatever you want to do. No. No. And I'm challenging all of them to bring one issue, which would really cause any negative impact in this society when it comes to the Islamic laws. I challenge them. About 2 months ago, at Westminster Presbyterian Church, our dear Dr. Tim Hart invited a lady, happened to be a Muslim, Irshad Manji. Maybe you have heard about her. And she was attacking Islam right away. She's a Muslim. She was born a Muslim. She was raised a Muslim. She was living in an African country, and she left the country there, and she came to Canada. And she had a lot of negative things about Islam and Muslims. She thought all of those negative things she had because of the teaching of Islam. But it was, as a matter of fact, because of the Muslim people. And please differentiate between the teaching of Islam and the behavior of some Muslims. And the behavior of some Muslims. So she developed some ideas. She's against Islam right and left, against this Quran, against the revelation, and my wife and I attended, that session, and I had a lovely discussion with her. I said, please have a full understanding of what you're saying. Do not leave a room for the misunderstanding and misconception. And one example I would like to share with you how people would develop that negativity, that animosity, that hatred toward the Muslims. Don't you have in the Quran an ayah saying that يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تتخذوا اليهود والنصارى أولياء? This is your Quran. Quran is saying that all you believers never take Jews and Christians as friends. I smiled and I looked at my wife. I said, Allahu Akbar. Misinterpretation and mistranslation. And I told her, do you understand that verse of the Quran? Where it says, do not take Jews and Christians as friends. It is not as friends. No. Awliya means wali, inna wali Allah. The only and the absolute one who can protect me, save me, provide me with safety and security is God Almighty, to me and to you, to everyone. If I take my dear Rabbi, Marsha Zimmerman, and any of the pastors there, I say, you are my protector in this universe. If a police attack me, if they do this, if they do that, you are the one who's going to protect me absolutely in all my entire life from A to Z. And I'm sure Rabbi Zimmerman will say, find someone to love me. But as friends, you saw us. Friends. The misunderstanding, the misinterpretation, and the misconception. When you read it, it's really, really unfortunate. Some translations are not that good. This one is good, by the way, and they have been sitting there if you'd like to have your own copy. I welcome all of you to do that. So it is the misunderstanding, it is the misinterpretation, it is the mistranslation, and so on and so forth. So this is really bad. And it would add to us, put in our shoulders as Muslims, a heavy duty to do. And we cannot, to be very, very honest with you, we cannot keep up with this. The only ones, and I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart, sincerely from my mind, the only ones who can help us here to overcome this is you. Is you. And I do have that appeal for you tonight. Any misconception, any misunderstanding, call me, email me, text me and say, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And so on and so forth. All right? I got a signal saying that question. Okay, please.
Well, this is just following from having heard about these demonstrations that might be coming up against, what you just brought up. There have been some communication going around asking if people who might be allies to immigrants and to Muslim people in the community might be willing to be a presence. So I wonder, it's interesting what you just said about, we're not the protectors of Muslim people, but it also does depend on the community to have solidarity with you and understanding.
Thank you so much.
Such a specific ask this week to somehow stand with or stand between. What would you ask people to do in our congregation?
What I would ask you kindly, sincerely, come visit with us in here very often. Let's sit down and talk. Any questions you do have. That door I can give all of you. We don't have keys for our door. I have a code. I can give it to all of you. Come anytime, have a meeting with us, let's sit down and talk. Let's communicate. Let's find out. Let's have a mutual understanding. And by the way, you're all aware of that Islamophobia, don't you? You know how much millions of dollars have been spent in that issue in this country? I'll buy millions of dollars to keep talking about that issue. If that issue doesn't work, let's bring another one. If that issue doesn't work, recently, about a year ago, being part of the Christian Muslim Dialogue Center at St. Thomas University, we invited a great scholar. He's not a Muslim, no, he's a Christian from Iowa University, specialized in Islamophobia. Check St. Thomas University about his lecture he made in here, what he said about Islamophobia. He's not a Muslim scholar, but he helped us to open our eyes how much of money has been spent in that issue and why they have been capitalizing in this to keep us divided, not to be together united in order to help those who are in need. Thank you so much again and again. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoy that wonderful meal with us. And sorry if we make you starving with us today. You'll enjoy a wonderful meal. We'll have, once we hear the call for the prayer, which is in a minute or so or less, we'll have water in front of you and dates. And we'll always break our fasting with dates, because dates is the most nutritious things ever. And no wonder when Mary gave the birth to Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, God told her, فَكُلِي وَاشْرَبِي وَقَرِّي عَيْنِي, eat dates and drink water. You will be in the best shape ever after giving the birth for Jesus Christ. The dates in hand, enjoy the water in hand. Once we're done drinking our fasting, I'll go for that. We'll go upstairs. Forgive us, we do not have an elevator. I'm sorry. We'll go upstairs. You'll watch us having the sunset prayer. Once we're done, I'll do great weather, I promise. And we'll come down here to have our meal together. We'll have our meal together. How many seconds left, guys? Give me. Again and again, the college of the translated Quran is waiting for you. Pick up your phone and discover Islam also in front of you. In one of the pages, it does have more about fasting, but it does have many other things about Islam. This is your copy. If you'd like to keep it, please do. Please do. And thank you so much. If you'd like to keep that copy, feel free, you can keep it there. Every time, regular fasting,
Brother.